The Alabama Crimson Tide are the New England Patriots of college football. All they do is win, win, win. They win championships all the time. They have a no-nonsense head coach, and they have all the best players. You either love them or you hate them, and if you hate them, you wish you were them. Throughout their history, Alabama has developed some of the greatest NFL stars. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we dive into the 10 best NFL players who played for Alabama. We do hope you enjoy this list, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe down below for more cool videos every single day. But before the countdown, here are some honorable mentions. Marcel Darius. The star-nosed tackle played 3 seasons at Alabama, leading them to the 2010 BCS National Championship. While taking home the big game's MVP honors, he broke out in 2014 with 10 sacks in the NFL. Dante Hightower. Hightower and Darius were on the same Alabama team. How scary is that? The elusive linebacker led the Patriots to Super Bowl 49 and 51 championships, destroying anything in his path. Cornelius Bennett, 21.5 sacks in 4 seasons at Alabama. Bennett was a 5-time Pro Bowler and registered 71.5 sacks throughout his NFL career. Shaun Alexander, he racked up 3,433 rushing yards and 40 touchdowns in 4 seasons at Bama. Alexander took home the 2005 NFL MVP award after rushing for 1,880 yards and 27 touchdowns. Number 10, Leroy Jordan. Like Ken Stabler, Jordan was born in Alabama and opted to play for the college that was close to home. Jordan, who played both center and linebacker, helped the Crimson Tide win the 1961 national title. The Dallas Cowboys drafted Jordan 6th overall in 1963, and he helped them become America's team. A 5-time Pro Bowler, Jordan racked up 32 career interceptions and led Dallas to a Super Bowl VI victory over the Miami Dolphins. Number 9, Julio Jones. Jones played at Alabama from 2008 to 10, leading the Crimson Tide to the 2009 national championship. The Atlanta Falcons drafted Jones 6th overall in 2011, and although they had to trade 5 picks to move up and get him, they haven't regretted it one bit. Through his first 6 seasons, Jones had 483 catches for 7,454 yards and 40 touchdowns. His insanely epic catch in Super Bowl 51 would have been legendary if the Falcons didn't blow a 25-point lead. Other than that, he's the best receiver of this decade so far. Number 8, Ken Stabler. Born in Foley, Alabama, it was like a Hollywood story to see Stabler play for his home state. Stabler went 28, 3, and 2 for the Crimson Tide during his 3 years there. The Oakland Raiders drafted Stabler 52nd overall in 1968, and he paid them back handsomely. Stabler won the 1974 NFL MVP and led them to a Super Bowl XI victory. Stabler finished his Hall of Fame career with 27,938 yards and 122 touchdowns. Number 7, Joe Namath. Broadway Joe was Alabama's quarterback from 1962 to 1964, going 29-4 over his 3 seasons there. Namath also led them to the national championship in 1964. The New York Jets drafted Namath 12th overall in the 1965 NFL Draft. And though his 173 touchdowns and 220 interceptions are anything but attractive, folks will always remember him for correctly guaranteeing a huge upset win over the Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl III. Namath, a Pro Football Hall of Famer, finished with 27,663 passing yards. Number 6, Dwight Stevenson. At this point, it's worth mentioning that many of these guys on this list were coached by Alabama icon Bear Bryant. Now, how talented was this Stevenson guy? Bryant referred to him as the best center he ever coached. Stevenson played with Alabama from 1977 to 1979. He led them to national championships in 1978 and 1979. Stevenson's success carried over into the NFL. He played his whole career with the Miami Dolphins from 1980 to 1987, being named a first-team All-Pro 5 times and earning a spot on the 1980s All-Decade team. Stevenson was also a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame thanks to Bryant's guidance. Number 5, Ozzie Newsome. Newsome was fortunate to be mentored by Bear Bryant, who called him the best tight end in the college's history. The Wizard of Oz played 4 years for the Crimson Tide and was named the school's best player of the 1970s. Newsome spent his whole NFL career with the Cleveland Browns from 1978 to 1990. The 1999 Hall of Fame inductee finished with 662 receptions for 7,980 yards and 47 touchdowns. As general manager of the Baltimore Ravens, Newsome led them to a Super Bowl 47 championship too. Number 4, John Hannah. Hannah played for Alabama from 1970 to 1972. He was an All-American in 1971 and 72, which set him up nicely for the 1973 NFL Draft. The New England Patriots drafted Hannah 4th overall in 1973. The star offensive guard was named to 10 first-team All-Pros and to the 1970s and 1980s All-Decade teams. Hannah is also part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He can thank Alabama for turning him into a football star, of course. Number 3, Bart Starr. Starr played for Alabama from 1952 to 1956, though his resume there isn't quite as impressive as it was in the NFL. The Green Bay Packers drafted Starr 200th overall in 1956, and they got much more than they could have hoped for. Starr led the Packers to 5 NFL championships and Super Bowl I and II victories, taking home the MVP honors for both games. He finished with 152 touchdowns, 24,718 yards, and 7 NFL championship rings. That's pretty impressive. Number 2, Derrick Thomas. Thomas played at Alabama from 1986 to 1988, and boy did he dominate in his 3 years there. He broke multiple Crimson Tide records, and his 27 sacks in 1988 remains an NCAA record. This helped Thomas win the Butkus Award while being named a unanimous All-American. The Kansas City Chiefs drafted Thomas 4th overall in 1999. Thomas was a 9-time Pro Bowler and 1989 Defensive Player of the Year. His 7 sacks in one game remain an NFL record. He finished with 125 sacks and 41 forced fumbles. Tragically, a severe car accident in 2000 left Thomas paralyzed, which led to a fatal pulmonary embolism. As far as we're concerned, the NFL icon would have added a lot more to his already impressive legacy if he didn't die so soon. And number 1, Don Hutson. Hutson played for Alabama from 1932 to 1934, and he sure took advantage of his last year there. Hutson was a consensus All-American, first-team All-SEC selection, and he led Alabama to the national title. As for his NFL career, which spanned from 1935 to 1945 with the Packers, how about 3 NFL championships, 2 league MVPs, a 9-time leader in touchdown receptions, and a 7-time leader in receiving yards? Hutson finished with 488 catches for 7,991 yards and 99 touchdowns while racking up 30 interceptions. Yep, he was a receiver and a safety, perhaps the best American athlete during his prime back in the 30s and 40s. Hutson is an NFL icon, but the story began during his prime in Alabama. Who do you think is the greatest NFL player ever from the Alabama Crimson Tide? Join us in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.